Hey guys, welcome back to Ranger Survival and Fieldcraft. What I have for you today are the everyday carry items that I carry in my uniform. Okay, let's get started. Now, going over here to the left arm, I obviously have my watch, all right, for telling time and as an improvised way to have a compass. Okay, but moving up the arm, I have these pin pockets. I'm going to carry a pin. I've transitioned over to the zebra pin. It's made out of stainless steel. Not only do I need it to sign all the items I sign every day, but I can use it as a striking device, all right, because that stainless steel is very strong, and I can use it as a self-defense weapon, okay? So I'm going to have that as part of my kit. Now, typically up here in the shoulder pocket, I carry a phone. In my left breast pocket, I've got my IDs, I've got my military's driver's license, bump cards, all kind of good stuff right here in this pocket. And then moving over to my right breast pocket, I have my ferrocerium rod in a sheath, okay? So I've got my ferro rod here, same one I carried in the course, and then I've got my sheath for it to protect it from my body's sweat and corrosion, and also from dirt and debris. Now, I'm going to carry a couple of different methods for starting fire, and then at least have one on my top and one on my pants if I can, okay? But I'm going to have this as a primary means. I keep it in this pocket because it's a lot harder to lose out of a breast pocket than opposed to like a cargo pocket or your pants pocket, whatever it is. And then I know it's always there because I can feel it, okay? And then I have that sheath to protect it from my sweat. All right, so I'm going to have that as a primary means for starting fire. Now, moving over to the right arm, we don't have any pin pockets or anything down here, but we do have the shoulder pocket. In the shoulder pocket, I'm going to carry a signaling mirror, obviously very bright from outside, but signaling mirror for the purposes of signaling. Obviously, I can use it for hygiene as well. But I have it in my pocket up here up top because I can get to it easily whether I'm standing or even in the prone, okay? And then I have this sheath I made for it out of the foam that it came in when I first got it, and then Gorilla Tape to protect not only the mirror, but protect the mirror and protect me from the mirror. In the event I take a spill and it breaks, I don't want to create an injury, right? So I've got that. Now, moving down the uniform, I've got my belt at my waistline, which can be used for a variety of things, but then I have my pouch right here with my Leatherman Super Tool 300. I brought this to the course when I went to train because it was just another cutting implement, plus it had some screwdrivers and stuff on it, but it can be used for so much more for survival purposes. I can obviously use this to manipulate man-made items that I find in the wild or manipulate natural materials for primitive purposes. I can use the ruler on the side here. If you guys can see, there's two rulers, centimeters and in inches. I can use that to create a miniature map or 7-minute map with my pen if I need to for a ruler. And then it's also got a saw on here. It's got the pliers. I can use this as an improvised tool like a slingshot with the rubber band for the actual section of the shot itself. And then I can use this tool to bypass certain locks. So I'm going to keep this on me because obviously it does more than 300 things, but very good tool. I'm so, excited about this tool, and I'm so, such an advocate for it that I actually have two of these. One I carry with me, and then one that goes in my go bag for any chance that I have to bug out or I go to the woods for whatever. But I'm going to have that on me as well. Moving down the pockets, I'm going to skip the hand pockets. I'm going to go right to the cargo pockets first. Let's pull out these items. All right, right pocket, left pocket. What I got my handy dandy Ranger lighter right here. Obviously just a Bic lighter. 100-mile-an-hour tape wrapped around. Got my lanyard to my chapstick, more 100-mile-an-hour tape. And I got my chapstick, not only for hygiene purposes, but as a flame extender or a wick. And then I have my cotton swab or cotton ball underneath the cap of the chapstick, creating that Ranger lighter trifecta right here for emergency lighting, and then for ways to extend the flame and not use up so much fuel. But this is going to be one of the primary means, probably the primary means for starting fire, for me anyway, out in the wild. Now, next, in the left cargo pocket, I've got my handy-dandy Aviator's Panel. Okay, you guys can see here, this thing opens up to about 2 feet by 2 feet. Obviously, a good piece of kit to have. And you can see that I'm folding it up right now, but if I needed to, I could crush this thing up and put it in my pocket very quickly. But this, obviously, very thin material that I can use as a signaling device in an emergency. Now, I know some of you guys have asked before, what is the NSN or the stock number to this so I can find it through a military supply route? I don't know. I'm sorry. I tried finding the NSN, guys, and I just can't find it. It's not written on the panel itself, so it's really hard to find out. I got this from a platoon sergeant of mine almost a decade ago, and I've had it as part of my kit ever since, okay? But yeah, I'm sorry I can't help you there, guys, but I'm sure if you guys keep a lookout, this may be an Air Force thing or a Navy thing, I'm not really sure. But I was able to get one of these, and I'm happy I did, obviously. Okay, next, I've got a military cravat. A cravat is just a triangle piece of cotton for bandaging purposes, okay? So you can use it, I can use this cravat for a makeshift tourniquet, improvised tourniquet. I can use it for a sling. I could swath limbs together. I could put it over a bandage to create a pressure bandage. I can use it as a strainer, as a filter. I can use it to start fires by taking some strips, putting it in a metal container, superheating that over a fire, turning it to char, creating char cloth, which will take a spark very, very easily. I can use this for camouflage. I can use this to break up the outline of the human body for camouflage purposes as well, for evasion. But there's a lot of things you can do with a military cravat. It just makes sense to have it, okay? We got that cravat. Now, on my uniform, I have two pockets, that one on each side of the leg, down toward on my calf area. So let me grab the items out of those. All right, so I got my items here. First item we'll talk about is I've got a quart-size bag with a smaller bag inside, and this is just cotton balls and Vaseline. Fire starter is primary purpose, but I can use that Vaseline for chapped lips, chapped knuckles, or minor cuts and abrasions, okay? And I can use the quart-size baggie as a water carrying device, okay? But I'm gonna have that. Next I have cordage for cordage. I just have 550 cord. Obviously, it goes with the military theme here, but it's not the Titan paracord, like survival cord with the filament line, the snare wire, and the jute twine inside. This is just the regular stuff, because this is going to be kind of fire and forget cordage where I can cut it up if I'm improvising a tool and I just need a small section. I don't want to waste the good stuff, that Titan paracord, when I could just waste some of this stuff that doesn't have that filament line or the snare wire stuff in it. So I'm not wasting a bunch of 550 cord. I can use this stuff as a better utility cordage anyway, okay? But I'm going to have that cordage. What can't you do with cordage? It's also one of the hardest things to recreate in the wild. Now, one of the last items I have here is a thermal blanket. Thermal blanket, it's green on one side, folded down, and then on the other side it's that silver metallic color like most Mylar blankets. The bad thing about this is that the green does tend to rub off over time, exposing that silver color and creating that reflective glare, that reflection. But I can use this obviously as a blanket for thermal regulation. I can use it as a makeshift shelter or a tarp. I can use it as a fire reflector. I can also use it, I flip it over to the Mylar silver side, I can use it as a signal, okay? Or I can use it as a multitude of signals along my route if I'm walking out for whatever reason. But I'm going to carry this. It's lightweight, hard to package back up if anyone's ever had to undo one of these and pack it back up really quick, but it's well worth the wait, and a good piece of kit to have. It's very lightweight, something that is going to afford you the opportunity even to carry water in one of these, okay? But very awesome piece of kit that will go far for you, even though it's small and lightweight and compactable, okay? All right, so these are the majority of things I have. Let me go back to my hand pockets really quick. Reaching in both of them here. See if I can get everything. Okay. All right, I dumped them out there. There we go. First thing I'll start with is aqua tablets. Now, in an earlier video, a long time ago, I had a video where I showed you a small water filter straw that I carried. Well, I got rid of it because it broke on a jump, and then I just kind of never went back to picking another one up. So I went with water tablets. These are aqua water tablets. I got these from a British MRE when I was serving in Europe a couple years ago. And these actually last a long time, typically. So I got this probably in 2018, and these don't expire until 2022. And each tablet is good for 1 liter or US quart of water, which coincides with this baggie I have right here. So I've got this. Plus, I'm pretty confident that in the area I'm going to operate in, I'll be able to find containers in the event I don't have one or I lose one. But I always advocate for having a metal container to boil water in. The next best thing is obviously having a filter or having tablets to go with that as part of your kit. Next, I have a small little hair barrette right here. Hair barrette can be used as a means for shimming locks or picking locks, okay, and it's, not really that suspicious. It's in my pocket, and, not many people think much about it. And then I have a bobby pin right here, a bobby pin used for the same thing. I can use it as a pick. Nobody really knows, it's not really that suspicious. It's just a bobby pin, but I can use it for a pick, for getting out of certain restraints. Next I have a safety pin right here, and you can see the safety pin you can use these for a variety of different things, obviously for holding things together, but you can use it as a fish hook. You can use it as an improvised needle for needle and thread. You can use it with a magnet to create a compass. You can use it for a variety of different things, also a pick, but something that goes in the pockets, very unsuspicious, that just happens to rest in my hand pockets. Next and last thing I have right here is just a piece of thread, right? Well, it's Kevlar Cordage. Kevlar Cordage, strong, about 500-pound tensile strength. I can use this as a saw to get out of certain other restraints as well, okay? But it's just a piece of string in my pocket, not much, not much to think about really if you're a captor. But these are the items that I have for everyday kit and a couple of things for escape. Now, I do have other items that I'm not going to show right now, but maybe in a future video on escape items that I have as part of my kit, and distributed amongst my uniform. But I'm going to keep it to myself right now, and we'll just go with these items. But maybe in a future video as a tease, I'll show you guys how that works. But these are the items I carry every day for my everyday survival kit, as items in uniform. Okay, and obviously you can see I can carry a lot more stuff in my uniform than I can really carry in civilian side. Typically, civilian side, I'm going to have my Leatherman, I'll have my lighter, and then I'll probably have my cravat, as a couple of things I carry. I can fit more things in my pockets, obviously, like these items here for escape. But the majority of these items are only going to be for when I'm in uniform. But it gives you an idea, because there's a lot of the 10Cs that are right here. We have a cutting device, combustion device, we have cover, we have cordage, we have a container, we have makeshift compass in the way of a watch, we have a candling device in the way of a lighter and or ferrocerium rod. I could probably add a little pin light to this, or a headlamp. Typically I do have a headlamp when I'm out operating, or as part of my kit on my flick that you guys have seen in my kit level 2. And then I have needle, and I have a lot of other good items in here for creating messages and or maps, and then ways to signal for rescue. Okay, but I hope you guys like this video. I thought what better time than right now, as soon as I got off work, to show you guys this this small kit that I carry, and maybe it's something you guys can throw into your kit as well. So with that being said, guys, I want to thank you for everything you do for the channel and for me. I appreciate your likes, your views, your comments, your subscriptions, your feedback, and your shares. Hit that subscribe button if you guys think I'm worth it. Hit that like button if you like what you see. And I'll be back with another awesome video just as soon as I can, guys. Thanks.